You know what time it is. If you don't know, you will. Hello and welcome to a pod with CAHN, the pod in which we discuss all things related to the health in the Afro-Caribbean community.
And just a few housekeeping rules before we start today's conversation. So if you're on socials, follow us on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok at CAHN_UK. And you can also find us on Facebook, YouTube and LinkedIn when you search the Caribbean and African Health Network.
Don't forget to join us on the conversation today and also on the previous pods as well using the hashtag CAHN Talk. My name is Sam. My
Hi,
co-hosts today are Shekinnah. It's
And
Go ahead.
Diana.
Shekinnah, do you want to reintroduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Shekinnah.
Brilliant. So that's all of us. Our social handles will be in the description for this. So if you want to get in touch with us, please feel free to, message us there, and we'll reply when we can. Just to say one more thing before we get into today's episode, if you have any dilemmas that you want us to discuss and talk about and hear our perspective, use the hashtag CAHN Talk to let us know about this dilemma. If you have any questions you want to ask me, Shekinnah, or Dr. Diana, feel free to use that to track us and to ask us these questions. So yeah, we're opening the floor up to you guys because we want you guys to be a bit more involved with us. We want to be a bit more of a community and get your thoughts. So thank you so far for listening, and enough about the housekeeping. That's done now. 1 minute long. That should be enough. On to today's episode. So today we'll be talking mainly about Black History Month and whatever else we feel is appropriate for this period in time that we're in. We all know it's October, Black History Month. So how do you feel about that, Dr. Diana? Let's start with you.
Thanks, Sam, and good to see you both. It's a great month. October is a wonderful month because it's not just Black History Month, it's Breast Cancer Month as well.
Yes.
So lots of interesting stuff going on this month. But certainly in terms of Black History Month, it's really a time for us to just take a pause and reflect on the contribution of Black Afro-Caribbeans, to Western sort of developmental civilization, the contributions that our forefathers have made. And I know that although it initially started in the United States, it's something that's caught on, and other countries like the UK and Canada and Germany are also celebrating it. So a very memorable month, a very memorable time for all of us. One that we probably should be celebrating every day of the year, not just in October.
For real.
But we're still grateful for a time to just pause and think about the good things that we've contributed to the world's progress, and also to reflect on the not so good things that can be done differently.
That's correct. So Shekinnah, we've heard how Dr. Diana feels about Black History Month. How do you feel about Black History Month?
Yeah, similar to Dr. Diana. When I think Black History Month, I think of like the information side, so the educative side of it, where you're looking at history, you're looking at how we can learn from history and the contributions of like Black people in society today. And also I think of celebrations, because I know there have been so many events that have happened both here and in other countries as well to celebrate Black people this month. So yeah, celebration and education is what I think when it comes to Black History Month. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, that definitely rounds up how I feel about Black History Month, to be honest. I feel like, though now that I'm getting older, it's when I'm a bit more conscious of the Black History Month, because I remember, growing up in secondary school, primary school, that month felt like a blink of an eye. So now that I'm older, I'm starting to realize, oh my God, it's actually a whole month that we should celebrate. And as Dr. Diana mentioned, it's not just about Black History Month, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is a very big thing. People should be aware of that. People should also, champion for women to go get checked, and the whole process that comes into, breast cancer. I think something that we should also focus on. So now I want to ask both of you a question now. So Black History Month, if you had one thing you could change about Black History Month, what would it be? I'll give you a few moments to
I
think.
would probably
if you want to think.
I would probably change just Black History Month as a month. I think Black History, full stop, should just be part of our day-to-day lives
Yeah,
and should be incorporated in every facet of what we do, rather than just a month to sort of deliberate about Black history, and then you almost feel as if the rest of the year we don't do as much or say as much about Black history. So just sort of changing that whole dynamic of Black History Month is probably what I would change. Although one could argue that it is still nice to have a time set aside to focus on a particular thing. So, for instance, I guess every day could be our birthday, but we have one day when we sort of focus on this is the day I was born and I'm
fair enough.
celebrating it.
Fair
Or
enough.
any day could, be a day that you celebrate your independence, but there's one day for independence celebration. So I can see the rationale behind having a month, but I think that the greater message is that we should be celebrating Blackness all the time, not just in October.
That's a
What
good thing to
about you, Tom?
change. What about me? Are you gonna go straight to me?
Yeah, well, I was going to Shekinnah, but yeah, you
Okay,
can
yeah.
go on, Sam, if you want to.
Shekinnah, I'll give you a bit more time to think. Put myself in the hot seat. What I would change for Black History Month. What I would change. Yeah, I'm not trying to sound outlandish. I'm not trying to sound too out there. So I'm trying to find of the most doable change. Like Dutch Diana said, celebrating us throughout the whole year. So will be a great start. Um, Kind of you go because I don't.
Okay, I'm
I'm
glad.
a bit stuck. Yeah, I'm
I'm
a bit
actually
stuck.
so glad you came to me because I was thinking in my head, don't steal what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. You go ahead. Let me think for a bit more.
But yeah, honestly, to second what Dr. Diana said about it not being just a month, I think that's very important. And also looking at it in the context of being the month that we celebrate it as. The historical figures that we look at when we celebrate Black History Month, they tend to be mainly American, and it's the same names that come up all the time: Martin Luther King, um, Rosa Parks, and all these other names, which is great because their contributions to society is very important. But at the same time, it's like we're in England, we're like the Black British historical like achievers and stuff, and even the present ones too. I feel like there should just be more education on Black achievers because there's more than three names that make up what Black History Month is, and I feel like it's more important to learn about like a diverse range of people and not just focus on the same people all the time because then it feels like you're kind of just ticking the box. Oh, I know what one, two, three people did, and that's it. I know about Black history, but Black history is about so many more people that contributed to how Black people act, Black culture, just everything about Black History Month. So I think the diverse range of Black achievers that we learn about from history needs to increase. Yeah.
That's a
That's
very
a very valid
good
point,
point.
isn't it?
Yeah, that is definitely spot on. And you're lucky you said it because I almost stole it. I almost stole it because I was having a similar mind frame into how we celebrate or how we pioneer the British culture, because the Black British culture is something that you know extends far and wide that people don't really recognize and know about. And what you were saying about people's achievements, I think that pops into mind is for like Black History Month. Something that I would change or I wish we could do in the future is like how they do like soccer aid or like a charity event where it's just for that charity. I think there should
Yeah.
be at least a an event either in cricket or rugby or football, whatever sports it is, where it's just pioneering or showcasing the black talent that was there before and that's to come. So at least something for the children that definitely get involved. It would be, let's say the first week would be about tennis stars, and we can learn about all the black tennis stars there have been and all the tennis stars, all the greatest tennis star there are. What there is Serena Williams and her sister Venus Williams. So I think it's something that we as a community as well as the government, it would be nice if they did it, um, you know, changed or added to the Black History Month that we already currently have. And to be honest, I feel like this month has gone the quickest out of all the months this year. And I actually can't believe it's almost towards the end of the month already. I just remembered when it was the 1st of October, Nigerian Independence Day, Black History Month started, you know, the whole exciting buzz about that. And already in the twinkle of an eye, it's almost gone. So I do appreciate that we've had a good Black History Month. A lot of great stars have come out this month for the historical purposes. David Haney became a boxing champion last weekend, and also Clarissa Shields, she became a boxing champion too. So yeah, these are some of the black stars that I've been following. Have you guys been following in any stars or anything this month that you'd like to talk about? I see Shekinnah's laughing her head off. What did I say? That was so hilarious.
Dr. Diana is just like, no, I haven't.
No, no, okay, I didn't see that. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but
No,
yeah, I
it's
just thought.
okay. I mean, I did want to say that when you're mentioning like all these black stars, and when it comes to like sport and stuff, and you just asked like,
Mhm.
have you been following anyone? And what came to mind is with Black History Month, we tend to like focus on people who have passed away and not really people
Yes.
who are in the present. So I
Mm.
feel like you mentioning that is like brings my mind to how important it is to like recognize people's achievements while they're still alive with us, kind of thing. So I feel like Black history shouldn't just be about history that was made like in 1960s and stuff. It should be about like the history that was made like yesterday, kind of thing. So
Hmm.
I'm glad that you brought that up. Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
we should focus more on present people. And no, I'm not really a big sports follower. The only sports I do is like the World Cup. Apart from that,
Okay, tell me someone that you know is going to the World Cup.
oh gosh, don't do this to me.
Put you on the spot. You could. There's a lot of easy ones out there. You can
Oh
just
gosh.
throw a random
Um,
stab in the dark.
um.
Put me here on the spot.
Dr.
Okay,
Diana, coming for you next,
from
by the way.
England, Sterling is going. That's
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
give you that. I'll
yeah,
give you that.
yeah.
And you even made it a black person. Hey, double
Yeah, yeah.
points.
No, I
Double
was
points.
this close to saying Harry Kane.
Then you'd have got minus points. Nothing wrong with Harry, but
Oh,
Yeah, Black
no,
History
that's
Month. So
funny.
yeah, Sterling. Yeah.
good, good. Dr.
That's
Diana, do you
funny.
know anyone that's going to the World Cup? Do you follow the World Cup?
Well, you are putting me on the spot right here, so I'm going to wriggle my way out of this one.
Let's hear you. Let's hear you.
I do love my football though, but maybe I just support the wrong team.
What team do you support? What team do you support? I want to know. Let me
this
guess. Arsenal.
this is going to go very wrongly. Man United, because I'm
Ah,
from the
nice, nice. No,
US
Man United's a
to
good,
win.
good team. Good team. We're just on the come up at the moment. All you Man United fans out there, you know, in the comments hashtag can't talk. Shout out Man United. You know, we're coming back up. We had a terrible season
We did, didn't we? Yeah.
last year.
Well,
It was
it's
quite
mainly my
embarrassing.
husband's team, to be honest, and then I've
Yeah,
got no choice but to support. So,
good. That is a
yeah,
great companion. That is a very good companion. We love
I'll
people
keep
like that.
myself out of trouble.
Good, good. Nah,
Just
football.
to add on to what Shekinnah said at the
Hmm.
beginning, I mean, talking about the main names that we hear, Martin Luther King, and Rosa Parks, and all the great men and women who have really fought so hard to kind of bring the history of blackness where it is. It is still important to recognize these people. So we're not saying that we don't want to recognize them. But I completely take your point. I think we also need to increase our knowledge about black people, not just from the sort of American background, but even for us in England as well, knowing British black people and in other countries as well. And also celebrating those who are actually alive today. That's a
Hmm.
really,
Yeah,
really
Yeah.
valid point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
100%.
they're the ones that the generations coming now can identify with, and they can sort of, personalize that feeling of seeing and knowing somebody who they can relate to as well. Everyone who contributes in whatever field they find themselves, to promote just the richness that being black comes with. And I'm always proud to be black. I would
Yeah,
never
hundred
change my
percent.
color for anything else. And
Yeah,
and I know that, for instance, in the NHS, we've got lots and lots of people who work very hard, who are from black and ethnic minority groups. So we celebrate everybody, in media. We've got big names, haven't we? Sir Trevor McDonald, he's been around for a long time.
Gillian
And
Joseph.
and
Yeah,
definitely in sports and athletics, we've got all these names. So we should definitely celebrate them. And business as well. Yes. Some great
Business,
business
business.
leaders as well.
Cool, cool. Just on one,
Yeah.
what you said about culture there for the black experience. One of us in this group
Mm.
went on a little holiday for about a week. We missed her, so I want to ask her a few things about her holiday and her experience being black in a different country. So first and foremost, Shekinnah, where did you go? If you don't mind sharing.
Okay, so I'm part of this project called NRIP. So it's the European,
Hmm.
like, local youth and regional platform. So it's like a project that I'm part of. And we went to Timisoara, Romania last week. So it's basically a project where young activists from, so in my group there was like from England, from Italy, from Portugal, from Hungary, and from Romania come together and share experiences. So they share like practices, good practices that they do in their youth organizations in their countries, and we basically learn from each other and how we can like improve our cities for the better. So yeah, I went to Timisoara, Romania, and it was a very fun experience, very enlightening as well. So yeah, it was good overall. Yeah.
Congratulations,
Great.
yeah. That sounds mind blowing. I'm very happy for you. You said that people came from, did they come from different countries? So like the ones that came from Italy, did they fly from Italy and you all met at Romania at the
Yes.
same time? Wow,
Yeah.
that's I the organization for that. Well done to you guys.
Yeah, it
So
was a
it's not
lot.
easy the logistics that has to do with to do with that. Um, yeah, and just on what you said there on how enriching it was, how did it feel? Did you feel a different reception? So like, let's say, okay, let me rephrase my question. How on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you recommend someone to visit Romania?
That is a good question. Um ooh, I'm gonna have to say probably a 5. So it's like you can
Okay,
go,
an
but
average.
I fully, yeah, yeah. I mean, part of the project because it was so like heavily focused, and we had like it was just we experienced so much of their culture in 1 week. So I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, it was amazing, it was amazing. But if you look at like the underlying factors of outside the project, because they had a program that we followed and stuff, and obviously we went out and experienced the environment, but it was the things outside of the project, like the way the locals approached you. I think there was like
Ah,
3 black people in the group,
Mm.
and the locals literally looked at you like you're not even meant to be here. Like the I
ah,
have received the dirtiest of looks.
yeah.
It was, yeah, yeah. So it's the things. The project itself was good, but the things outside of what they planned for, so the reception of the locals in the community, it wasn't the most welcoming. Like when I came back
Mm.
to Manchester and I went on the bus to uni, I was like, oh, finally I'm home, because it's like you see
Ah,
Oh
black
dear.
people in the community.
yeah.
It actually got to the point where it's like you're looking for other, like, you're just looking for diversity in the community because there's not much at all. So
Okay.
I mean, I would recommend it. Yeah, go and experience Romanian like culture and stuff, but at the same time, just be mindful that it's not the most diverse of places. So yeah, yeah, it really depends on like what you want to experience and whether you're willing to like put yourself out there. So but I'm glad I did go out there, and it's interesting to see how like different cultures perceive you. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting. You should say that, Shekinnah, because I was expecting that you would have a sort of completely warm reception throughout,
Mhm.
because all the Romanians I've come across are absolutely sort of
Yeah,
welcoming
same.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
warm and very receptive. But I guess it's one thing sort of going into someone's space, isn't it, when they don't quite know what you're about, compared to someone coming out of their
Yeah.
safe space into, because all the Romanians I've come across have not been in Romania, it's been outside of Romania. And they're completely warm people and very sort of affable and receptive. Yeah, but it is interesting to sort of
Yeah.
have that experience, isn't it? Something you're not quite expecting, and but then you've
Yeah.
still got to deal with.
Yeah.
And I guess we all encounter that one way or another. Sometimes you expect things to go a certain way and it doesn't. And how do we sort of realign ourselves, and how do we readjust to the situations we find ourselves in? Quite interesting.
Yeah, and I can speak to like the Romanians I know that are very welcoming, because in my group I mentioned that there were like Romanians part of our group, and they were like the sweetest, the nicest
Mm,
of people. So I do think it is like perception of people don't know you,
Hmm. Hmm.
like this is strange to see someone like that
Yeah.
looks like you in our
that's true.
environment kind of thing. Yeah, so it's like even though there was that going outside, it's like we had support inside from the same people
Mm,
that lived in the same community. So yeah, it's just different people's perception of like you in the environment.
mm,
Yeah.
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 That's
Yeah.
quite heartwarming.
There's something I just remembered, which when we were mentioning the names, there's a lady I came across. So her name is, I've just checked her out to get this accurately. So Sir Henry was a completely different person. He's in sort of media and TV and all of that,
Okay.
not into business at all. But yeah, he's also a black person who's renowned. But another lady who I actually should have mentioned is Dr. Anne Marie Imafidon,
Okay.
and she is really into sort of science, technology, maths, like the STEM subjects. And she's an entrepreneur as well, in the area of STEM and STEMettes. And she's promoting young kids in the area of science and maths and technology. And she actually came to give a keynote address at my daughter's school during their speech and prize giving day. Very impressive lady, pushing really well for young black entrepreneurs. So worth a mention. I
Oh
guess
Nah,
we keep
she
yeah.
has
on
to be
giving.
celebrated. Yeah, I was celebrating
Yeah.
her in the
You've got to
background.
be celebrated.
That's brilliant. We need
Yes.
Yeah.
more young women like that that are gonna um, champion for us, and show the children out there that there's more to the world than just entertainment. Um,
Yeah,
STEM is really
that's
cool
right.
that she's part
Yeah.
of that. She kind
Mm,
of, I understand how you feel, or how it feels anyway, to be in a foreign place and not quite feel the welcome that the people around you are giving. Something someone told me once is like, sometimes not to see those situations as a thing of color. It's more of a thing of, like, as you said, like they just don't know you, or they've just never
mm,
seen anyone that looks like you. So
Mm.
the instant fascination is there. But for us that are, used to ourselves and used to being in a diverse place, we're just, it kind of catches us off guard a bit. So I'm glad that that didn't taint your experience in
Yeah.
Romania. 5 rating is pretty good. I would like to visit Romania. The food sounds really nice. The
It
people sound
is.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. For those of you that are listening, please let us know what countries you visited and you would like to visit that has a good perception of the Afro-Caribbean community, or has a large, you know, following for the Afro-Caribbean community. I think in my bucket list for either next year or the year after next is to go to one of the Caribbean islands and have a nice long holiday in the sun. That is what is pending for me. I would like to know what's pending for all of you. So just interact with us at the comment section, and yeah, drop a like. Some of you that are listening to us are not subscribed, which is very cheeky. So do subscribe. Do like us, because you come back every week to listen. The algorithm tells me. The algorithm tells us
Mm,
what's going
mm,
on.
mm, mm.
You cannot escape the cookies.
Yeah. Let them
So
know. Let them
yeah,
know.
so do subscribe. We do appreciate that. Every little helps, as Tesco says. But today's a short episode. We talked mainly about Black History Month, traveling with young Shekinnah at Romania. Dr. Diana found us an amazing STEM lady, Anne Marie Imafidon. I hope I haven't butchered her name, but yeah, she's an amazing lady. I did a quick Google search as she said her name because I wanted to put a name to face, and she's on Countdown and she's on other stuff. And yeah, she's just quite a brilliant lady, a lot of accolades. She went to the University of Oxford, 2006, 2010. So she's got that smart brains. um, but yeah, no, short episode today. we'd like to hear a bit more from you guys today. You need to tune in. There's going to be a whole lot more coming down the line. We've got a lot of interesting things going on and a lot of interesting things to share with you, and hopefully you guys can be part of. And yeah, so thank you very much for listening today. It's been a short one this week, and we hope you've had a blessed Black History Month. We hope you've had a blessed week, and it's just a goodbye from me.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your month.
Do you have anything you want to tell them before we run away? No, nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it might be belated by the time you listen to this, but we do have a gala coming up next week.
Yes, it
On
would
the
be.
22nd. I say next week, it's actually this Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So there is a gala coming up this Saturday on the 22nd at, over to you, Shekinnah.
It's
Dun,
at
dun,
the Hilton.
dun.
It's at the Hilton Hotel in Manchester, and it will take place from 5:30 p.m. to late. And yeah, come join us for lavish 3-course meal, amazing auction prizes and stuff, everything you can
Unfortunately,
imagine.
they won't be able to
Yeah.
join us because this will be up
Oh
afterwards.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
you would go on our socials and you see the pictures,
You
you
see,
see the
Yeah.
fun that we had,
Yes.
you see the awards, you see everything that went on. So next year, you're definitely
you
going to be
can
there
join us.
Yeah, you could put it in
exactly,
your calendar ahead as well. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
and we'll see you guys there. We'll take some pictures and make it a whole event. It's a Black
Yeah.
History event normally anyway, so Black
And
History
Gillian
Month
Joseph
event.
will be there as well. So
Yes, exactly. Another brilliant Black
another,
lady that is,
yeah,
showing us and the children that there's more to life
that's
than one avenue. So thank you very much for listening. We do have lots of services that we offer at CAHN. So go on our website and have a peruse if you've heard that word recently. But yeah, Shekinnah and Dr. Diana just laughing in the background. But yeah, that's it from us. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.